Challenge accepted.
Welcome back to the dig. Yeah, I guess let's get right back into the game. Let's look at these odd projections.
I think you're right, Brick. The stone projection isn't natural.
Yes, but what is it doing here?
We can look at all of them.
Brick, I wish I knew what these odd projections are.
I've taken pictures of them for analysis.
Let's do the sound effects.
Brick, I wish I knew what these odd projections are.
That's the same thing.
I've taken pictures of them for analysis.
I mean, I don't know if it's meant to be lava or what it is, but metallic plates, eh?
Look at this, Brick. This can't be natural.
Definitely not. A metal plate. Definitely an artifact.
An artifact? But who could have put something like this in a tunnel?
Yes, I think it's clear. Wherever Attila came from, there was someone there.
Could this be part of some kind of message? Like the one NASA put in Voyager?
If it's a message, I don't understand it.
Whatever it is, we've got to tell Houston immediately.
Negative, Robin. I'm clamping down total security as of this moment.
You've got to be kidding.
You've been telling me all along you just want to be an ordinary member of the mission. I've had secret orders all along to look for any sign of alien presence on this rock. And now that we've found it, my instructions are clear. What I want to hear from both of you right now is I understand, Commander Lowe.
I understand and agree, Commander Lowe. There is nothing to be gained from a premature announcement.
Robin.
I understand, Commander Lowe.
Ken, Lowe here.
I read you, boss.
Tell Houston that I said Attila's a real Hun.
What? Is that some kind of joke?
Just tell them, Gordon. You'll receive new communication protocols immediately afterward.
Oh, cool. This is like a secret code.
Mm-hmm.
Just think, Cora. You're the only one in Congress who knows anything about this.
Houston says the message is received and they're transmitting new codes.
We're getting back to work down here, Ken. Slow out. I'm giving this baby a little push.
If that doesn't work, Commander, give it a big push.
I thought I was going to have to click it a second
Plate
time.
just dropped down inside something.
The plate is gone?
Okay, so the rest of these, there's another... This is the only point of the game that you can actually mess up if you're not careful. Let's clear out this.
I may be criticized for it later, but I'm gonna dig out one of these odd projections.
It's your decision, Commander.
There's one there.
It's another metal plate.
I wish there was some sort of inscription.
And this massive one.
We're 3 for 3 here, folks.
I've heard of putting a message in a bottle, but never in a big rock.
Yeah. So the original premise of the game, although I'm going to pause for just a couple of seconds because it'll take me a minute, and we're going to get a nice long sequence to work with. So let's push this one in.
I'm going to push another one.
I wish we could be sure we weren't destroying whatever message they meant us to receive.
It seems to me that if they didn't mean us to push these metal plates, we wouldn't be able to push them.
See, and that's why I say that Robbins is a lot smarter
Here's number 3.
than I think even Krug gave her credit for.
It disappeared too.
And the last one,
Here's the last one.
Well, we've done it. Whatever it is we did.
now I don't think we can do anything more with a flying pig.
It's the pig.
Yeah. But we can look at a shaft.
It's a small dark opening.
And each one will say the same thing if I'm not mistaken.
It's a deep hole into the rock.
No, maybe not. Let's go to this one here.
It's a small dark opening.
Okay, now I may have to load if this doesn't work, because this is the one place you can get stuck. If you haven't pushed all of those projections in,
Well, here goes nothing.
well, you'll see.
We're with you, Commander.
So the original premise of the video game now was going to be, you know what? I think I've already told that story. Yes, I did in the previous video. The archaeologists digging on a planet.
So, the asteroid is hollow.
Time to update Houston. Load a shuttle. Static. Must be all this rock.
We're cut off. Should we go back outside and call them?
Nah, they can sit tight for a few more minutes while we poke around.
That was the premise for the TV show. Sorry, the premise for the video game is something we can explore here. Was that so if we get to there. The premise for the video game was going to be more like a Sierra video game, in that it would have role-playing parts to it. For example, you'd have to seek out food and water to survive. That was when the first. See if he says anything. Cool. Yeah. Okay, we're fine. Yeah, that was when the first guy that was in charge of the game, he had that was his plan. Of course, LucasArts didn't really like that, because LucasArts never. Well, if you've played LucasArts games, you'll know immediately why they don't like the idea of role-playing their adventure games, or having ways that a character can die. You can't die in a LucasArts game. Neither can you get stuck. Or rather, what I mean by getting stuck in that sense is... Let's pause for a second.
Moving!
Oh, excuse me. I've had a bit of a cough for some time now. Beautiful backdrops in this game.
I feel like someone turned me inside out twice.
It's a little difficult to move now.
That's because we've got gravity. Planet-type gravity. We're not inside the asteroid anymore. And the pressure is equalized. There's an atmosphere.
Can we breathe it?
Our suits are checking that automatically. There we are. Yes, it's at least as breathable as the air in LA. Of course, there's always the danger of airborne infectious agents.
I don't think so. Alien microbes should be no threat to us. They have not evolved to make use of our cell structures.
The oxygen in our suits won't last long anyway. I say we take them off and save the remaining oxygen for the return trip.
If there is a return trip.
Notice the stripes on their legs. I'll explain that in a second.
The air tastes good.
Surprise, surprise. Attila was a spaceship all along.
A starship, faster than light. We're not in our own solar system. No planet but Earth has an atmosphere like this, and this ain't Earth.
After so many years of bad TV shows and crackpots with phony pictures, here is the real proof. There is alien life.
Low to cockpit, over. Low to payload, over. Yeah, I'd say we're out of range. Way out of range.
I don't see any aliens coming to greet us.
For all we know, it might have been 1,000,000 years since these people sent out Attila, and they long since died out.
I don't know about you, but I didn't pack a lunch.
Or a can of pop.
Well, we might as well look around and learn what we can about this place. We might be here a while.
Yeah, those stripes, you can still sort of see them. That is what they call being game friendly or user friendly.
I guess this isn't a natural geological formation, right,
That's what he
Rick?
says.
Look how close the stones fit. Like ancient Peruvian masonry.
So it's primitive.
There was nothing primitive about ancient Peruvian masonry, Commander Lowe.
He speaks exactly like an archaeologist, because that's what he is. And she speaks like a reporter, like a journalist. And he speaks like a military man, because again, that's what they are. So yeah, those stripes are so that you could identify who was who in space.
Where are you going, Lowe?
I was gonna check for water. Or some way out of here.
I think we should remain together.
Fine. Follow me.
This is no longer a space expedition, Lowe.
Now we get our first
This is an archaeological dig. Therefore, I am the obvious leader.
first confrontation.
Fine. Whenever we need to dig something up, you can use the shovel. In the meantime, our first business is to survive. Our second task is to get home. We need to work together, and I'm still the commander of this mission.
You don't know any more about surviving on an alien world than I do.
Boston is right, Ludger. He's the one with experience in survival, and we need someone in command. This is no time for a foolish power struggle.
All right, I agree. For now.
Now, I get the feeling he calls it quits there because he realizes it's 2 against 1. He's outvoted. There's no chance of him actually winning that debate. That's called the days or dias. We don't know what those are called yet because we haven't been there. Let's go to this place here.
Fantastic! Look!
Wow.
More proof of alien life.
Do you think there's anyone or anything alive?
It seems someone had to have been here.
Let's hope they're peaceful. Or gone.
Yeah, there's not a lot of time to really speak about long stories. Original premise of the game, though, like I said, it was meant to be a kind of like a Sierra game. LucasArts didn't like that, so the guy that was in charge at that stage, and I forget his name, but he got let go Although we don't know that it was specifically for that reason. Let's take a look at this.
Can you tell anything about what these people look like from the interior of their ship?
All this rust. Corrosion. Perhaps animals have moved things around. Hard to know what we're looking at. Let me look. Try not to disturb anything.
Now we could just wait for him to wander around. And you'll end up sitting here forever because he's just gonna stand there, right? So we're gonna look in the chest. And there's
Well, I don't see any treasure, but there is something in here.
There we go. We need that.
When we get back, the engineers are going to have a field day trying to figure out how this worked.
This is going to be useful later on in the game.
We might need this wire later. I'm going to see if I can pull it down.
First, shouldn't you turn the power off of the breaker box?
What?
That was a joke, Lo.
Oh, yeah. Ha. Stand back in case something comes down on our heads.
Look at it. It's beautiful.
Changing shapes. Mathematical progressions of ever more complex polyhedrons.
Next time I suggest pulling a wire.
No, I'm glad you did. What could that have been?
Not a random electrical discharge.
Maybe it's a kind of computer display. Maybe to the aliens who piloted this ship it conveyed some meaningful information. But to me, it means absolutely nothing.
Right, let's pick this guy up.
It still might be useful.
And oh, excuse me. Let's pick up the engraved rod.
Did any of you see... Was this here before that thing appeared?
Of course it wasn't.
Of course it was. Do you think an electrical field can carry a solid object?
So there we have our first clue that Brink is limited by the laws of physics on Earth. Which makes sense. I mean, he is a scientist. But if we look at this...
It's a rod. Engraved. 5 geometric shapes.
But we don't get to see what those shapes were, unfortunately. Oh, hang on, that's what I wanted. Because the shapes, we got shown those shapes at first glance, right? Not that it matters. I don't believe we need to have memorized those shapes, because again, this is LucasArts. If you missed that item in the box, you can come back for it later, no matter how far you get in the game, pretty much. At this point in the game, because we've moved on to, I suppose you could say, a second act, you don't need anything else. You don't need a single item from the first act that you don't already have, that the game didn't sort of give you. And that's what I mean when I say, because I talked previously about how LucasArts, oh, there's one thing I want to check, that LucasArts doesn't let you get stuck in the game. You can get stuck in that you don't really know what to do or where to go next, but you'll never not have the right item. There will always be a way to go back to go and fetch that specific item, at least in 99% of cases anyway. Let's look at the engine.
This alien technology is hopelessly ruined.
Now if I double click, yeah, it just takes me there immediately, so let's not waste time walking.
Not just plants, but creatures too. I'm not an archaeologist, but these look like bones to me.
But they are not lying where the animal died. They were placed here.
Good point.
Markers.
A grave?
Best guess.
And now a home for those rat-like things.
You can tell because the bones are sticking out the ground. At least that's my guess. We still have the... Yes, we do. Okay, let's look at the tusks.
This is light, but it feels as strong as steel.
This will be very necessary later on. Now, Brink is not going to like this. This is our second confrontation with Brink. And all of this matters, by the way. This adds to the story.
What? Are you just going to dig right in? With a shovel? You will destroy the site.
I'm not doing archaeology right now, Brink. I'm looking for something to help get us home.
Your name will live forever. As the bone-headed space hero who destroyed precious data at the first alien archaeological site.
That's better than having my name live forever. As a commander of an expedition that disappeared and was never heard from again. Now get out of the way if you aren't gonna help, Brink. This might take a while.
So there is some dialogue missing there because we not chatting to my crew as much as I could be.
What a fine accomplishment, Commander. Now we have a pile of meaningless dirt and bones.
Well,
Maybe
really
not.
Meaningless.
You never know when an alien bone will prove useful.
We don't need to pick up any of these. We can look at
Whatever
them.
creature these bones used to be, I don't think we've got anything like it on Earth.
But the jawbone we'll take. Yeah, so if you think that they're... Let's just wait for
What do
me
you
to-
think? Was this the skull of a sentient being? Or a pet? Or a beast of burden?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's dead.
It's a strange-shaped jawbone. The teeth still look strong.
Yeah, if you think that the deteriorating situation between Brink and Lowe seems a bit rushed, this is a very well-written game. It's actually what it is, because we've got all the stuff we can from there. It's actually what it is the game is, there's a lot more dialogue that I could be accessing if I wanted to. Also, you'll notice suddenly these have got names. Wreck, Grave, Days. Sorry, I was just confirming we were still recording with that pause. And in this, we don't know what it is yet. But I believe it's going to be called Ramp, I think. I haven't played this in a while.
Do you think we could climb this slope?
No use. It doesn't go up all the way to the top.
The engravings on this wall, are they writing or decoration?
You're asking us?
Now, there's nothing here, right? Like, what can I do here? Well, if we examine the ball...
Some kind of device. I have no clue what it might be for.
My bad, if we use the device. Notice we can't use it on anything. He just looks at it.
It seems to be pointing at this mound.
There we go. I could have done that, by the way, at... Like, it doesn't matter where on this map. It would have actually directed me to this mound, eventually. So we'll dig up this
With
mound.
that device pointing at this mound, I suspect there might be something buried here.
How scientific of you, Commander. Another random hole bulldozed by our fearless leader.
Maybe not. I thought I saw something shining. An artifact.
Piece of jewelry. Bracelets. Pick it up.
It looks like a bracelet.
And let's go back to the sensor. The days. And now we're going to talk to our crew about these objects, just for the fun of it. Oh, there we go. I forgot about this.
I think we can safely say this is not a natural weather phenomenon.
How about a mirage? Anyone voting for it being a mirage?
It knew we were here. It was trying to tell us something. Or show us something.
Don't be too quick to anthropomorphize.
How do we know what life looks like here?
It might be alive. Or it might be some kind of automatic guidance system. We triggered it in that ruined ship and now it's leading us.
You mean this is the last gasp of a holographic tour guide?
It gets better.
Or the Port Authority. Maybe it's telling us we're under arrest. Come quietly or self-aiming lasers will toast us to cinders in 15 seconds.
Stop it. Maybe you can think that's funny, but the last thing I need is some mischievous boy trying to give me the creeps.
If I wanted to give you the creeps, I'd tell you that it was the ghost of a long-dead alien.
How do you know it isn't a ghost?
What? You think this is where aliens end up when they die? If it is, then this place better be hell, because it sure isn't my idea of heaven.
Now you're starting to give me the creeps.
Again, she's good at making sure that they don't get the up and up on her. She's smart enough to have comebacks, and I like that. Oh yeah, we were going to talk to them, weren't we?
Drink.
Okay, all we can ask about... Well, let's ask a question first.
Do you have any guesses as to what these things are?
First of all, Commander, I don't guess.
Very
Second of
thankful
all,
answer.
if I did, it wouldn't take me long to consider looking more closely at that spot where the last one hovered.
That's a direct clue of what to do in the game. Again, I did say you can get a lot of clues of what to do in the game just by talking to your teammates. Although that's going to become harder later on.
I could really use your best educated guess about that apparition.
Given my vast experience in alien apparitions, Commander Lowe, I'd say it might have been correlated to that spot.
What do you make of the last ghost event?
Maggie may be right. It could be sentient, but one does not judge too hastily.
And we can ask about
Brink,
Robbins.
how does Maggie seem to be holding up?
She seems to be fine, Commander.
I love how...
I'm okay.
We all have to
exactly.
watch out for each other.
I mean, she's right there. You could have just asked her.
Thanks.
No, we've got enough time to do this.
Robbins. Do you think that apparition meant anything?
I'm not sure, but it seemed to focus on that spot.
Enough hints for you yet?
That's 2 occurrences. I'm not sure what to make of them.
Don't look at me, Commander. That last one did seem to hover over that spot, though.
Yeah, the game really wants you to go down there. And that's... kind of
Assuming
ironic.
it was sentient, what do you think that thing was trying to tell us?
Commander Lowe makes a concession. Since this is a momentous occasion, I'll tell you that I think the spot it was pointing at might be interesting to look at.
So that's about 5 hints to look at that spot.
Maggie, does Brink look okay to you?
So far, he looks fine.
I'm okay, Commander. Thanks for your concern.
We all have to watch out for each other.
This is what's nice. While there's a bit of a power struggle going on. You could say it's because they're both typical males, but there is still a mutual respect there.
Thanks.
So let's look at the spots.
It's too small and dark to see if this hole leads anywhere.
RE. Let's open it up. Notice this 0G digger's gone because we don't need it. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna see if I can enlarge the hole. Maybe there's something under here.
Yeah, maybe something lives down in that hole.
The utterances of experts.
The ground is soft here. Loose. I think this used to be an opening, and over the years, wind has filled it up with sand and dirt.
Here, let me see.
Now remember, Brink asked us to look at that hole. He hinted at it about 3 times.
Yes, that's right. You're probably right.
That means the ground is treacherous. It could be hollow under there.
Commander, I think it's time for an archaeologist to do the digging.
Just fair enough.
I'm used to dealing with drifted soil.
The shovel is yours, Brink. Just be careful. The ground's pretty unstable. My feet kept sinking.
My whole training is to be careful. Not to charge in with guns blazing. Finally, a good use for my extensive training.
Yeah.
No! It's completely... I can't...
No!
Brink! I couldn't get to him in time. I couldn't.
It happened too fast. Can we get down there? How long a drop is it?
Looks like the rubble has formed a ramp.
Fortunately.
Follow me. Here he is. He's not moving.
Brink! Boston. He's dead.
I should have been the one digging.
Then you'd be the dead one.
It was my responsibility to.
Brink and I are not children or trained monkeys. We're responsible adults. It could have been any of us, and there's not a thing you could have done to prevent it.
But to lose Brink, and we've only been up here.
Look, you can't keep me safe, and I can't keep you safe. So there's no particular reason for us to stay together. Our odds of getting back to Earth are better if we work separately on figuring this place out.
I don't like the idea of splitting up.
Why? Because we're safer together? Ask Brink about that.
Because maybe I won't know what I'm seeing without you to help me understand it.
Good answer.
If you find something interesting, the communicators still work. Till then, adios, ciao, sayonara, auf Wiedersehen.
Maggie, it's against every rule of military action for an officer to be separated from his command.
Boston, this isn't a military action. And you don't have a command. There's just you and me, and we both know exactly the same amount about this situation, which is to say, nada, nothing, zip. If we suddenly find ourselves facing an army, then you're in command again. Until then, adios, ciao, sayonara, auf Wiedersehen.
Nobody likes you when you smart off like that.
Yeah, all my psychological tests as a kid said that I didn't work well with others.
So this is what failure feels like.
And finally, he's starting to get just how smart she is. Now, we're going to close here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
Your name will live forever. As the bone-headed space hero who destroyed precious data at the first alien archaeological site.